You are boycotting your vagina.
But
like, why would you boycott your vagina?
The 4B movement originated in South Korea as a radical feminist movement designed to abstain from interactions with men due to this country's deeply patriarchal society. The 4B stands for 4 Korean words that translate to no sex with men, no dating men, no marrying men, and no having children. There are married women that are doing this as well. So what they're saying.
So hold on.
So this is Let me explain that.
I don't get that because one of the 4 is to say not to have not to be married. So if you're already married, then how are you?
So they're saying that if you're a married woman, what you would do is you wouldn't entertain male-owned businesses. Any male-owned businesses or anything that's directed towards a man. So if I'm in a store and there's a guy ringing me up, I don't go to him, I go to a woman.
Most of the businesses nowadays is operated by men.
Correct.
Not me being sexist, that's just how the society is.
I mean, you can't eat Chipotle because the guy is the owner of Chipotle.
I love Chipotle.
So
What about Chick-fil-A?
I think Chick-fil-A is a guy too, I believe.
I think all fast foods are owned by men.
Most of them are. Yeah. I don't know that many. I mean, small businesses, I guess, if you're patronizing them.
Whenever you have some good, people always take it and become radicals with it. No matter we're talking about people at your job, different religions, et cetera, et cetera. This whole 4B movement is upset because they feel like the government is taking away their right to unalive a child.
As a woman, I just think that is insane. Political parties are what political parties are. You're trying to make a stand because you're feeling my body, my choice. I understand that. But realistically, the only way that things are going to change according to the way that you want them to change, you have to put people in office to actually get certain things taken care of.
When we was having our child, you sent me this app, and the app shows you the development of the baby. And like first it start off as like a little pea, and then it goes to like an apple, a baseball, et cetera, et cetera. It was a very cute app, right? After 4 weeks, that child has a conscience. It knows what's going on. It can hear you. It's eating. It knows what you eat. It's feeling what you feel.
Instead of taking the responsibility of, I don't know, being on birth control, just being mindful, using condoms, so on and so forth.
Plan Bs.
You just are like, well, this is where we are. I get that sometimes you get to a place where you're carrying this child and you thought this person was going to be in your corner, that whole thing. I'm going to say the same thing I've always said. We have to be mindful of who we're having children with. If you would have took the time to get to know that person, maybe that person wouldn't have been the person that you should have had a child with.
Right.
We gotta stop giving excuses. We have to kind of get to the core of the issue.
If you get raped, if it's incest, et cetera, then you can abort a child. But they're saying that after a certain while, when that child is functional, out of the fetus stage, then you should not be able to allow to abort your child. It is so many things out there, so many contraceptives out there for women to take to not get pregnant.
And it's not always a good option either. Because sometimes you can get all kinds of infections. Sometimes it doesn't fully clean up. So and then in the future, maybe you can't have kids. So I feel like the option.
Like if you get aborted, right?
Right. If you go through the process.
Yeah.
We need to stop allowing certain situations to happen to get to that point.
I'm a male saying this, so, take this with a grain of salt. But it seems like those radical women, not all women, but the radical women that is doing this whole 4B movement thing, they don't want to have any type of responsibility.
Correct.
If you do have unprotected sex, it's always a chance that somebody's coming in you or pre-cum, et cetera, to get you pregnant. Can't you feel it as a female? Can't you feel? Can you feel it?
Sometimes, not always. Well, how about even taking a step further than that? If you're going to be out here and be sexually active, get on birth control.
Sometimes people make mistakes. You get what I'm saying? So let's just say like a person was dating and they didn't wear a condom, they didn't have birth control, et cetera, et cetera. That happens, especially in a moment, you know what I mean? When sparks fly. We can't, you know what I mean? We can't really talk upon it because of our situation, what we did, but that's here nor there.
Well, we're married.
We're married now.
Well, I feel as though if you're going to do adult activities, you're up for adult consequences. That's just how I look at it. Because at the end of the day, we're all adults. Right, or sometimes some people are not adults.
Exactly. Sometimes people are not adults.
They're not. But then that's when the parent comes into play.
But even adults make bad decisions.
With the definition of what I explained to you, How does that make you feel as a man?
Why would you want to stop having sex? Like, what is that proving? Like, what is that proving to anybody? Like,
I understand the ones that want to be celibate, who don't want to do anything until somebody comes along. I get that. What is the outcome of this protest? Is the outcome for the president to turn around and be like, you know what? You guys stopped being with men and we need you to procreate, so I'm going to change everything around? Like, what is the purpose of doing this?
Literally, no one cares.
I don't understand the purpose of doing it.
You are boycotting your vagina.
But
like,
I feel
why
as
would
though,
you boycott your vagina?
But I feel as though you're not trying to procreate, and that's kind of what people want you not to do.
I don't want these people to procreate because I don't want these people to birth a generation that believes that.
So I understand some people are upset about the outcome of the election. Everybody has right to their opinions. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole. The president feels how the president feels. He is very old school, very conservative. Conservative people mean this is what it is. We're adults. Your adult decisions become consequences. Right. Deal with them.
I'm conservative.
I am too.
I'm conservative.
I'm conservative too. You can say I'm radical right if you want. I don't care. It is what it is. Right. I believe in a lot of stuff that is being traditional.
I believe in men and women.
Me too.
I believe 100%. That it's a unique power that women have over men, and we shouldn't be trying to take that from them. I believe that it's a unique power that men have over women, and we shouldn't try to take that from men neither. We all are on this earth for a purpose, and that purpose is to procreate and make things better. And all this radicalness is taking us away from what we are here to do, not God's plan.
They were just talking about on the news the other day, and they were saying how it's not as big right now, but it could blow up. And I'm like, how far is this really going to go? Like, how far is it really going to go? I don't think it's going to go that far. I think they're just mad right now. And once January comes and goes, and once we're in March, this stuff is going to die down. It's not going to be a big whole to-do. I think it's going to be over. I think right now everybody's just still upset and flipping out. It's fine, but let's kumbaya for a minute and kind of regroup and kind of move forward.
Right.
So that's my stand on the 4B movement.
If you like what we said today, or if you dislike what we said today, let us know in the comments below. And please, we're a small channel. Please share the video. We really appreciate it. We're definitely trying to get that algorithm up to let everybody in the YouTube universe know that we are here to stay. Thank you. Peace and love.
It's so.
Right.